Listen, let's be real for a second. We need to talk about the black sheep of the family. You know the one. It's 2008, you've just finished anniversary, your adrenaline is peaking, and you're ready for the grand finale. You pop the disc in, the screen glows with the depths of the Mediterranean Sea, and for a second, just a second, you think you're looking at God. But then, the camera clips through a wall. Lara decides to swan dive into a solid rock instead of the ocean, and the internet went feral. Tomb Raider Underworld isn't just a game, boss. It's a 10-car pileup of ambition, beauty, and absolute technical chaos. You asked why it gets the hate? Why the community treats it like the sibling we don't invite to Diwali dinner? Grab your dual pistols and stay sharp. We're diving into the ruins to find the truth. To understand the hate, you have to understand the hype. Crystal Dynamics was on a beast mode run. Legend saved the franchise from the disaster that was Angel of Darkness. Anniversary proved they respected the roots. We were in the golden era, mama. Lara Croft was back on top, her ponytail swinging with more physics than ever before. Underworld was marketed as the first true next-gen Tomb Raider. No more blocky ledges, no more invisible walls. They promised us a world that reacted to us. Rain would wash away mud. Lara's footprints would stay in the dirt. It was supposed to be the Uncharted killer before Uncharted even knew it was a predator. The stage was set, the search for Avalon, the fate of Emilia Croft, the return of Natla. It was the end game of the Legend trilogy. The stakes weren't just high, they were celestial. But here's where the disappointment hits like a freight train. Conflict isn't just in the story, it was in the code itself. 1. The camera is the real villain. In Legend, the movement was buttery smooth. In Underworld, they went for realistic motion capture. Great on paper, a nightmare in practice. Suddenly, Lara felt like she was wading through invisible molasses. You'd try to line up a jump you've made 1,000 times in your sleep, and the camera would suddenly decide to look at a pebble on the floor. Boom, death, reload, frustration. 2. The ghost of finished content. There's a specific kind of pain when a game feels unfinished. The combat was awkward. Lara's adrenaline headshot felt like a clunky mess compared to the fluid gunplay of Legend. And don't get me started on the bugs. Enemies T-posing, Lara getting stuck in the floor, saves corrupting. It felt like the game was screaming for 3 more months of polish that it never got. 3. The content heist. This is the big one, bro. The sarcastic truth that stings. If you weren't on Xbox 360, you got half a story. The real ending, the real closure for the doppelganger, and the extra levels were locked by Microsoft's wallet. PC and PS3 players felt like they paid full price for a ticket to a movie that cut to black 20 minutes before the credits. That's not just a conflict, that's a betrayal. People forget words, but they never forget that feeling of isolation. In Legend, we had the team, Zip and Alistair cracking jokes, making the world feel alive. Underworld threw that in the trash. It was cold, it was quiet, it was depressing. Lara herself transformed. Gone was the witty, flirty adventurer. In Underworld, she was a woman possessed by grief. She was angry. She was cold. When she watches her own home burn to the ground, there's a look in her eyes that isn't heroic. It's broken. The fans who loved the high-octane adventure vibe of the previous games felt alienated. It felt like the soul of the trilogy had been replaced by a dark, brooding atmosphere that left you feeling empty. That emotional need for a satisfying hero's journey was replaced by a grim struggle for a mother who didn't even want to be found. But wait, here's the twist. The unexpected flip. Why do you love it? Why do I secretly think it's a masterpiece? Because Underworld actually tried to be a Tomb Raider tame. While the other games were becoming press X to win action movies, Underworld gave us the mega puzzles. The Thailand level, the Jan Mayen bike ride, these weren't just rooms, they were mechanical gods. You had to climb a statue the size of a skyscraper just to find a lever. It broke the pattern of modern hand-holding. It didn't care if you got lost. It expected you to be a raider. And let's be honest, the aesthetic? Insane. Underwater ruins with giant krakens, exploring Thor's temple in the middle of a lightning storm, the vibe was 11 out of 10. It's the most beautiful broken game ever made. So, what's the takeaway? How does this story end? Underworld was the end of an era. It was the last time we saw classic Lara before the 2013 reboot turned her into a frightened girl on an island. The hate comes from a place of hurt. Fans saw the potential for the greatest Tomb Raider ever made, and they saw it held back by a buggy engine and corporate greed. But look at the transformation now. In a world of Survivor Lara, where everything is a scripted cinematic, we look back at Underworld and see clarity. We see a game that had the guts to be difficult. We see a game that gave us the most iconic outfits and the most grand locations in the series. The hate is just a mask for what could have been, but for those of us who stayed, we found a legend buried in the glitches.